What about yourself? How you found your passion?
I found my passion because I came from a broken home. Well, I mean, I didn't come from a broken home. I had both parents, but one parent was on drugs and alcohol, and I watched my mom be really strong and support us. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something for my mother. I want to take her out of her misery. And lo and behold, I just started doing a whole bunch of stuff, acting, singing, rapping, writing. And I felt like this is it. This is what I can do for my mom to make her proud. And that's what I started to do.
Do you feel a lot of pressure right now? Because you're really the only female MC that's buzzing on that level. And it seems like everyone kind of had their turn, Eve, Remy, etc., Kim and Foxy back then. What do you feel pressure because you're really the only one right now that's buzzing?
Well, Trina is also doing her thing, and you know, to answer whether I feel pressure, of course I do, and I'm a perfectionist, and I want that to be like, you know, I want that this buzz to really meet everyone's expectations, surpass everyone's expectations of the people that do support me. Because, you know, you got so many people that don't support you, but to the ones that do, they look at me and they see big things, and I don't want to disappoint them. Mm-hmm. So to say I don't have pressure, I'd be lying. I do. I feel it all the time. I feel like, yo, I have to make this a masterpiece.
Right. Now, you know what, the thing that I like about...
Exactly. Okay, so what has been the biggest obstacle since entering the industry? And that comes from the Dwayzer from Twitter.
My biggest obstacle is just proving, I guess, that I'm an authentic talent. Besides all the other hoopla about everything else, I'm a talented girl that decided that I wanted to make something out of my life, and I started writing raps. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Mm-hmm. You spoke about this on my radio show, and I just kind of want to speak about it on camera. You said that you used to visualize having money and visualize a nice car, and I think that is so important for people, especially when you come from nothing. Yes. Like, I come from a family where literally my mom had us and 7 kids in a car sleeping at night. So I will visualize what I'm doing now. Visualize
incredible. That. It's funny that you said that, because that is exactly like how my story kind of has been. I don't know if everybody knows that, but my father has always battled drugs and alcohol. Mm-hmm. So I watched my mother having to be strong, and I hated the fact that my mother would always go back to him. So when I was little, I always thought, you know, I'm gonna make money so that I can make my mother leave him. You know, that was my only goal. Yeah. And interestingly enough, now I actually can take care of my mother and without dropping an album or anything. So it's what you speak, and I tell girls this all the time. Well, my house, you can Barbies. Thinking it and speaking it need to be the first 2 things before it comes to fruition. Mm-hmm. I love that idea of envisioning it, speaking it. I used to tell my mother the same thing.
And then go get it.
And then it happens. You have to put it into the air. The same way people put negative things in the air, you gotta put positive every day. Oh, yep, I'm gonna be the best female rapper alive. I'm gonna be the best female rapper alive. Maybe one day you will be. You know what I mean? Right. But if you doubt yourself, then it won't happen.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Despite what people may text you, I do like you, and I don't hate on you, okay? Everything is all...
I think that anything bad that comes your way, you handle really well.
Thank you. I just focus on, you know, like honestly, to be completely honest, I have gotten everything I've ever prayed about. Like, anything I've ever asked God to give me, He's given me. So I feel like it's so much positivity surrounding me that I can't lend myself to negativity. You know, that's just what it is. I'm having fun. I'm out here in front of 17,000 people every night, and they're freaking singing my songs, and
they know every word.
Yeah, and
especially the females.
And they're dressed like Nicki Minaj, and their hair is like Nicki Minaj. So I don't have a care in the world. When you're getting money, you don't have a care. Roger that. Roger that.
I like Kill the DJ.
Oh, remember that song?
Well, I'm from Queens myself, so I know you went to LaGuardia, Performing Arts School.
Yes.
What was it like when you were coming up and trying to figure out what you were going to do in the entertainment industry? How did you find who Nicki Minaj is going to be?
I'm still defining who Nicki Minaj is going to be. You know, I think that's the whole thing. You never know. I think, you know, trust your instinct, because I found that whenever I trusted my instinct, I won. You know, when I kind of depended on people to decide things for me or tell me what to do, like, I would regret it. So the first
the first rule is to trust your instinct and always believe in yourself. You know what I mean? I've had so many people tell me I can't do this, I can't do that. The statistics, the odds are against me. And I don't know what inside of me just kept on saying, no, where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? So shout out to all of the up-and-coming artists out there. Just keep on doing your thing, you know? And don't depend. I say that all the time, especially to my girls. Like, don't depend on people. You know, if you have $5 in your pocket, invest $5 into you. Don't ask anybody, hey, could you give me this? I need to buy. No, invest in you.
Yes.
And it always comes back.
That's what's up.
When it came to the older generation, always. I never heard you not pay homage.
I always did. Like, I bowed down to everybody. When I tell you, I gave everybody their props. Because I really believed that you guys opened doors for me and y'all did y'all thing and, But when people start going at me, you know what I think? I think a lot of people thought I was going to crumble when people started going at me. I thought people don't know how I'm built. There's nothing you can do to me right now that I haven't gone through 50 times worse in my life, okay? I've gone through anything you can imagine right now, I've gone through it. These little spats and these little issues and somebody saying this about Nicki Minaj, like, I rise to the occasion every time. That's what people, like how you was asking me, what do you think separates you from everybody? What? And I'm like, oh, I want it the most. And you're like, well, everybody want it the most, right? I was saying, like, yo, a lot of girls want it, but they haven't been tested so much along the way. Like, when I first started doing music and I was, like, signing production companies and management and stuff like that, like, I had people purposely not tell me record companies was interested in me. Like, I had a lot of psychological stuff happened to me that made me borderline go crazy. Do you know what it is to be, I was working at the time and, I'm on a train going to work and I'm just hoping and praying every day that somebody likes my demo and yada, yada, yada. And then I would find out later that dudes wouldn't tell me that, that niggas was interested in me and, because of their own ulterior motive and yada, yada, yada. It was just a lot of psychological manipulation going on, and that's why I'm so aggressive now in my business life, because I feel like I gave too many people the opportunity to do me dirty. You know what I'm saying? So a rap battle, I could do that in my sleep now. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get paper. Like, I'm trying to be, and I watch what Jay-Z did, and I feel like, yo, if he could do it, I could do it. Just because I'm a girl doesn't make me any different. You know what I'm saying? I'm still qualified. I still came in the game writing my own raps. I still came in the game saying, you know what, this is who I am, and you're not going to freaking change me. And if you don't like it, oh, well, you're going to learn that it's going to stay around. I'm going to be here. You know what I'm saying? That's where my mind is at.
I always want more, so I'm one of those people that, like, if you give me a compliment, like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, yeah, right, whatever. I never think, yeah, I'm where I want to be. So it's weird. I don't know if one day I'm going to sit back and be like, oh, I was doing my thing. I mean, right now I just feel like it's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I want to inspire my fans to never stop. Like, I don't like, feeling like, okay, we did it, we're done, we made it.
Well, I don't know what is going on in your life, but I know that it feels so difficult when you're going through it. But you will get through it. You will get out of it. I was one of those girls that experienced being pregnant as a teenager. And, I was so ashamed to have to tell my mother that. Till this day, I never told my mother. I felt like I let myself down, and I felt like if anybody was to find out, my whole family would be ashamed of me. And I want you guys to if you have to use my life as a lesson in the fact that there is always better days ahead. I want you guys to be encouraged. I want you guys to know that God didn't promise us a problem-free life. We ain't never gonna have that. You're never gonna experience life and feel like, you know what, everything is good all the time. But there has to be something inside of you, even right now today, that decides you're gonna win no matter what.
No matter what comes at you, no matter what was already said about you, no matter if you don't have your parents, no matter if you don't have family, you have to know and decide today, right now, that you are going to be one of the ones in this room that wins. Who's going to win in this room?
You know, your peace is the most important thing. And knowing you're beautiful and knowing you're great is extremely important. You shouldn't need anyone to tell you that. You should just know it and feel it every single day. You are that bitch.
I mean, who found you? Who heard you first?
Who found me?
Yes.
I don't know, some aliens or something like that.
Who discovered you?
I was doing my thing for a long time, just the underground thing, like working, going to studios, working 9 to 5s, and then going to the studio at night and going to meetings, and and then I was doing like DVDs on the underground circuit, mixtapes and stuff like that. And Lil Wayne saw me one day. He saw me on the first DVD I ever did. I know you guys are like, what is she talking about right now? But it's this thing in the hip hop community, in the underground world, and we get on it, and we're like rapping our lives away and just like spitting for dear life, because we know that it means the difference between us having to stay in that 9 to 5 and us being on The View one day. So we just were like going really hard. It was mostly all guys. I used to be like one of the only, like probably the only girl on the DVD. And then Lil Wayne saw it, and he just happened to be making up like his label at the time. And he was like, yo, can you come down and meet me? Because I'm putting together this thing called Young Money. And I was just like, I don't care what you're putting together. I want to be a part of it. Because I was a big fan, and he saw me, and I just kept doing. The crazy thing about it, though, is that I never relied on Wayne, though. Like, I kind of just started cultivating my own thing, like my own fan base. My fans started having their own some of them, they're here, they're waving, they're being crazy. They're like, some of these kids in the audience, they've been literally my fans for like the last 5 and 6 years.
Well, hold on. You said you'd rather look at, what is it, sarcastic and kooky, rather than sexy.
Yeah, I kind of fall back more in kooky. I'm more comfortable being kooky. I'm less comfortable, I'm less comfortable showing skin. I don't really like showing skin, but
Well, what's all this right here?
It's not a lot of skin.
No, it's cute, but it's cute skin.
I'm showing just as much skin as Gab.
The little girls love you too. The 5 and 6-year-old girls love you, so you don't want to show too much skin.
Well, I mean, I'm not showing skin because of 5 and 6-year-olds, because 5 and 6-year-olds have to be parented by their parents.
That's right.
And
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
5 and 6-year-olds have to be parented by their parents. I'm not their parent, but I love children, and I love education, and I love ambition, and I love all those great things. And I always tell my fans that, like, I'm not, when it comes to stuff like that, like, I'm really, potty mouth and all that crazy stuff, but I'm also very realistic in telling them, hey, I worked hard for what I have, and if you want to be successful, you have to work hard. And I don't like when girls depend on men, and so I'm really big on that.
How has your education played a role in the decisions you made, and how important is education?
I was just talking backstage with my glam and my team, and if I didn't have education, I would have probably signed a horrible contract. A lot of you guys want to be in the entertainment business, and the key word is business, because if you look at it as just entertainment, you'll fail.
But you know what? Where my independent women at? I gotta say this. Earn what you have. It's not cool to be a loser. Go to school, graduate, get your own. Because when it all said and done, they can say whatever they want to say about you, but they can't take it from you. Stop giving your goodies away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They ain't worth it. Barbs, I really am serious. And if you're not in school, be an entrepreneur. But don't be running around begging these niggas for nothing. Okay? Okay? When you see me, show me your bachelor's and your master's. That's the best thing you could do for me as my fan. If you fuck with me, go out there and be ambitious. Go out there and really get shit done. And stop depending on motherfuckers and having niggas kick you to the motherfucking curb and telling you to...
Right. Right.
So, Bobs, if you haven't heard this all year, I want to be the first one to say that I am so very proud of you.
Okay.
Well, oh my Lord. You know what it is? These kids out here inspire me so much. So very much. They're in their pink wigs and their attitudes are just amazing and they're fearless. You know what inspires me? Fearlessness, drive. I hate lazy people. Barb, stay in school. Don't you ever be lazy. Don't you ever complain about hard work. Work hard, it pays off.
I love how you look right in their eyes and you say that.
I think I mentioned this to you before, but I always say I toned my image down a little bit because when I started getting booked for shows, I didn't realize there were so many young girls that watch me. And I just felt a little bit of responsibility to do things a little differently for them. The other part of that is that I was never really overly sexual. I just kind of did it, and then I decided to just be myself and do me. You know what I mean? But I think that sex appeal does sell. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think what's wrong is that people make that into a bad thing. If you're a beautiful guy or a beautiful girl, they almost negate your talent. And I think that just shows how stupid they are. You know what I mean? Because you can be, look at the president of the United States. He's handsome.
Swag.
He got swag, he's sexy, and he's the president of the United States. So, I mean, it just goes to show you when I think people hate on sex appeal or whatever because they have nothing else to say. So when people diss that about me, I just say, hey, well, I guess I must be doing something right because that's what you can find to talk about.
Yeah. All right, so look, I got a few tips.
Nikki's always been the same because we've always had fun interviews too. And you still
Yes.
seem like the exact same, just a little richer, but.
Oh, okay.
A little?
Well,
a lot.
Well, thank God for that. God has truly, truly blessed me. Not with money. Not just because of money, coons back there. but
Nikki, grab a
Angela
boost.
is so scary.
Oh
But you
my
know what? I'm
gosh.
telling you, y'all made Angela like this. When Angela was doing lip service, she was ratchet. Easter.
But look, I can't ask Nikki those same ratchet questions.
No, Nikki has to go.
You can ask me ratchet
Nikki,
questions.
we talked about her different personalities in the bedroom. She has
Why
all
do you
these
think we
different
couldn't
women.
talk about that today?
Because Nikki, you are different now. You are.
That's not true. Y'all
You saying
see
Nikki
me as-
changed with money?
Y'all see me as different, so y'all don't even treat me the same. If you could come and be like, hey, what did you do in bed last night? The same way, I mean, I probably would make a joke out of it, but it doesn't matter. You are free to ask me whatever you want to ask me. I love you guys. You guys are family.
Well, Nikki has to go.
Well, Nikki, I know you have to wrap it up, but thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you, darling.
No, seriously, and good luck to you. And I mean, just you're the most powerful, probably the most powerful person in hip hop, just about now. Well, newcomers. You really are.
That is so sweet. Thank
No,
you.
it's the absolute truth. I'm not.
You know what? But can I say something? I'm glad you said that because women need to know that they have power. In anything you do, you have power. You can give your power away or you can hold on to it tightly. And hard work pays off.
Well, I'll tell you, your hard work did pay off.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations to you, and we're looking
Thank
forward
you,
to the
darling.
album.
Thank you.
All right.